Cheers, everyone. Welcome to another movie show, CineMayo chat. So we skipped last week. We're here this week, and as soon as people play this back, they'll hear that. Because right now we only have Rome Loves Dan ready to tune in live.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
My Detroit Tigers, they
Oh, that's right.
the biggest nosedive in MLB history there. But they had a 15 and a half game lead, a division game lead, and they blew it. So there you go. They still made the playoffs, though. They just squeaked in by a game. They got the wild card, and yeah, oh well.
I see, said the blind man. All right, so that's that. So what's up with you guys now? You guys probably have a backlog of stuff to talk about. I don't, but you guys probably do.
It's in the theater 5 times over the last 2 weeks, and I got a little Blu-ray to show here.
Hello, James. Hello, Letty.
No.
I really wanted to talk about the help factor of Paul singing "Help," but I thought I was the only one until I saw Mitch Axelrod wrote a post. He was not too happy about him doing that.
No, I know this isn't the right channel, but my first thought is probably your first thought. That's just.
In 1990, I thought it was good because he did it as the John segment of the show, a tribute, and it was the medley with Strawberry Fields and Give Peace a Chance. That was cool, but to go in there and belt out the commercial sounding one with Paul singing how he's so insecure and he was younger, so much younger than today, and that's John's gig, man. With that, don't do that. You guys plenty of your own songs to do. So that's how I feel about it. And then the other half of me, of course, says, "Who cares? It's just a song. You're gonna be fine."
Yeah.
He's the co-writer.
Yeah, I don't care. It's John's. It's associated with John's name.
I know.
The lyrics are his.
I think he's trying too hard to be the face of the Beatles at this point.
That's what he's doing. I like the way you put that. It's really a simple thing, the face of the Beatles.
He has enough of his own songs. He doesn't have to do John.
I'm waiting for the time when everybody's equal. What does that mean? Reading between the lines. Everybody's gone and everything's equal.
That's all there is to it. Listen, we'll find out how it goes tonight. We're going to have a recap show with a few of the people that are going to be there tonight, probably around 2 or 3 a.m. So
I can tell you what they're going to say. I'm going to make a prediction. It was great. It was terrific.
Great.
What should you do? What should you sing? How
and they're going to be honest, Joe. You're not the only honest person out there.
Well, who? It depends who's going to be on. Who are going to be the people?
We'll find out later on tonight. We'll find out. You'll find out later on tonight.
It was worth the $5,000 I spent.
It's the people I'm thinking.
If you had it, I'm sure you'd spend it.
No,
it was nice to have it. That's for sure.
Yeah,
that's nice to have it. But it is what it is. It's Henry.
Yay.
Yeah, I do. I got the AMC A-Listers Club where I pay $20 a month and I can see up to 3 movies a week. So by the time I'm on the second movie, I've already won for the month. So
I just wish they'd show some good movies.
Yeah, you gotta go.
I know you gotta go see, but memorable ones then. Well, good and memorable.
Right.
That's what I wish.
If I lived in a city that actually showed more than a half dozen films, I might go, but I don't. So
we'll be talking about The Gap. I don't care about Rocky Horror. Anybody else?
I did the group thing, where everybody gets in. They all dress up. I did that once. The first half of the movie is good. The second half sucks. It's just a so-so movie.
Did I have Ramoga up here? I'm sorry if I don't know if I did. I can't remember what I did 3 seconds ago. So Eddie saw an interesting movie, Head with the Monkeys. A little weird, but it was good. I think it was fun.
Best thing they ever did.
That's great.
be good to put. I'd like to see help. I'd like to see at this theater I'm going to talk about eventually, soon. The theater I found out about. I wish they would do Head and Help double feature. That's what I wish they would do. Is that ever going to happen? You never know. You're going to know. Hello, George. What's going on? Well, hello, Petty Lane. Hi, Jane. There you go. I saw One Battle After Another in theaters last Friday. It was really good. I had a great time. Was that one of you that you're going to talk about, Tom?
Sure is.
All right. We'll be getting started on that shortly. I'm going to tell you all about the Gap Theater. I just found out there's a theater in Pennsylvania
Wide
called...
Gap, I think.
Something with the... Yeah, what is it called?
Wide Gap?
Wide Gap? Wide Gap.
Or,
Pennsylvania.
yeah, Wind Gap, Pennsylvania.
See, now here, I thought it was Wind, and then I thought I got it wrong. So,
Yeah,
Wind Gap. Now, that's about roughly a 3-hour drive for me. Now, the thing is, I was on Facebook looking at all their list of shows that they had, and they specialize in horror and science fiction, but that's not all. They were showing stuff like The Hustler. They were showing Death Wish. They're showing The Fortune Cookie.
yeah.
Just some of the things I was looking at. There's probably a lot more, but what interested me was things like putting in the first eight Friday the 13th films in one day, a 12-hour marathon, go at 12 noon, stay as late as you want, but get out at midnight, watch 8 Friday the 13th movies. Whatever your taste is of those. But the thing is, this is stuff you dream of, and that's something that was back in June that they did it. I would have tried to make that. Of course, I'd have to find out a little hotel. It's in a small town, and I saw what it looks like. It looks very small theater. As I understand it, this Gap thing was a small theater that was built in 1948 or 49. I think they went out around 2017. And then I think these guys bought it in 2020 or so. And it's just absolutely incredible to me that some of these shows they're doing now. One of my favorite movies, Westworld, which I haven't seen in the theater since 1973, was one of their shows. They had Westworld. I missed it. No double feature with that, but they do like 2 James Bond movies. For example, they had like 2 of my favorites, not everybody's, but they had The Spy Who Loved Me with Moonraker together, which is a good double bill. I'm trying to think what else they had.
Elvis, they had an Elvis marathon too.
Yeah, Elvis, and they're showing Elvis movies. Well, not marathon, but they're just showing different films. Sometimes maybe 2 together, but not like 10. And this is all programming during the week. If it was closer to me, Tom said he was 8 hours away, about.
Yeah,
roughly. Can you imagine me and Tom meeting up at this of certain movies? That would be so cool.
Get breakfast and then head over to the theater.
I mean, if it was an hour or less or something, even an hour and a half, maybe for me, which is 3 hours isn't the worst thing in the world, but I wouldn't be going there 2 or 3 times a week at 3 hours.
Did you research to see how much they charged?
I saw some of the movies. It was 10 for some of them for just a single movie. Some of them, like I think, like the all day Friday the 13th at 8 movies was $40. Like
Okay.
there's stuff like that, I you also want to look on YouTube. Look on the Gap Theater, and you'll see like a little 15-minute or so featurette about it. And it's a really small town, and I saw some pictures of it. It really looks like it's a little tiny hick town. Maybe it's not. It's really small. And the guy said in the video that a lot of locals go there, mostly locals. But I would think as the word really picks up, if it hasn't already, and they try to get more promotion, that people would be going there. Especially that's what people do. To these things, they have drive-ins, things, horror drive-ins that people travel miles to. Anyway, I just feel bad that I'm not close enough to go hop, skip, and a jump on a regular basis. I'd be going to 3-4 movies a week, maybe.
No, Ollie. Everybody thinks for some reason Pennsylvania is this little tiny state.
It's very huge.
Huge. It's huge. This city is probably about the same distance as New York City from me, which isn't close at all. It's 5 hours away or something.
Hello, Ollie. What's up? All these new movies, bah humbug. What's up, Weapons?
Weapons is really good too.
Yeah, Weapons was a good movie, I've heard.
Again, all these people are complaining superhero movies. There was only 3 superhero movies this year. Okay, and we got all these great little movies, original movies coming out, and no one went to go see any of them.
Yeah, what a shame. Okay, King of New York, that's for you, Tim. You got it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, what can I say that hasn't been said already? Did anybody pick up anything? Since we didn't have a show last week, anybody pick up stuff?
Tim, did you get anything?
A couple things.
I know one thing you
picked up.
What do you show us, Tim?
Okay. Well, I picked up 3 films.
Solo layout
picked up,
time.
Which is I've never seen this, and I've always wanted to because it's such an odd casting for me. James Stewart and Marlene Dietrich in Highway in the Sky. Just weird pairing. I can't picture Marlene Dietrich and James Stewart together.
Well, they did a great Western, Destiny Rides Again. So you need to check that one out. I think that would probably be a good movie.
Maybe I have. I mean, it just I think about it, and it's just like that's really because he's not her typical leading man,
Right.
Not in any sense. But I haven't seen that obviously, and Bancroft and Patty Duke, A Miracle Worker. I think I probably saw this on television a long time ago, but I haven't seen it.
Somebody won for that, right? Am I right?
But both of them won for it.
They both won.
Yeah. And I one of the reasons I bought it is it came in a nice slip case. It's got a nice little fold out thing. It's just a nice little package. These were each $2.
The movies are meant to be played.
Well, I understand, but it's always nice to when
I know you're always saying that about records.
I won't spend more money for it, just like I won't spend more money for colored vinyl. But if you give me an option between colored and black vinyl and they're the same price, I'll take colored vinyl. But I'm not going to pay a whole lot more for it. And then this is the one Joe knows about. I picked up Mel Brooks' Blazing Saddles, and I've never seen it before. I don't own it, and I've never seen it.
What?
So,
well, I want to review on it.
Only Mel Brooks film, including his early ones, that I've never seen. I've seen the 12 Chairs, but I haven't seen this. So this is, I think, the last one on my list to see. I hadn't seen Spaceballs till like a year ago.
Spaceballs is fun.
Guy, so
I saw a picture of Mel Brooks getting made up to reprise his role of Yogurt.
Yes.
He's 99 years old.
He's 99 years old. He doesn't need any makeup.
Well, he's got to be short.
Take a couple of years on him and then mess his hair up a little bit. You're good.
I'm glad Lizzie's here because she's a horror fan. When we talked about that, she says officially started the spooky movie watching season. I hope everyone's getting ready to watch the Halloween goodies. I'm going to make a commitment here, and I hope you'll watch my channel because I'm going to try to put horror on every day. Suddenly, I realized, like I said, I could use my old retro movie reviews. I don't even have to watch any horror movies. I can just talk about a new one every day. Although I did, when you see me talk about what I watch, I did kind of start already a little bit. Well, I'll get to that when I talk about what I watched. But yeah, I know we're getting a lot of information from that place from about some guy that we want to know all about his background. That's all I'm going to say without talking about current events too much, But something wrong with the Discord.
No, but that's a private matter, not to discuss here.
Oh, okay. Leave it to be Liddy. Okay. You're going to see Black Phone 2.
I didn't see the first Black Phone, so no.
I gotta go with the Sting or Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid of the ones I've seen. I've seen a lot of them. I even saw Jeremiah Johnson. I've seen a good amount.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we weren't live last week, so we couldn't talk about Robert Redford.
Yeah, we didn't mention him at all, have we?
No. So, I mean, amazing actor, amazing person. Started the Sundance Film Festival. Great filmography. I'd like to go with The Candidate. I think that was a fantastic role for him, and some really good early stuff too with Natalie Wood. And then you got his 3 films he did with Jane Fonda, which are fun. So a lot of good stuff.
3 Days of the Condor.
I was going to say The Candidate, and I like Brubaker. I thought Brubaker was really good.
Yeah.
I watched All Is Lost. It's almost a great film.
Yeah, was that his last film, I think? I can't remember if that was his last film or one of his last films.
2025 has honestly been a really good year for films.
I think so. I've seen 40 new films this year so far.
Nice going.
Yeah. Not including the 8 or 9 that I saw from last year in January or February. So.
I love this thing. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. I love it. I'm so glad that theater there's a local theater. I say local. It's 30 minutes away, kind of local. The one I talk about from time to time. I saw this thing there. But you see, they, like a lot of revival theaters, play the A stuff. If they're gonna they're not gonna play stuff like for example, some of the things that this other theater, the Gap, was showing is a double feature with a Mexican vampire film. I forget what it was, paired with The Robot versus the Aztec Mummy, which, as Tim said, it's on something weird. It's
they're probably both on something weird.
It's like a really, bad grade Z movie, but it's good. And these are 35 millimeter prints. If I didn't mention that on the air, that the Gap shows. Not all of them. Once in a while, I think it's a disc, but 90% of the time they collect. They also, I think, they're Exhumed Films formerly. There was a company called Exhumed Films that used to collect all these 35 millimeter prints from the collection. And some of the stuff they show, like Blackula, which is I think is a great vampire movie. That's going to be shown October 5th. Now that's a perfect example. I've never seen Blackula. I like the movie, but I've never seen it on a big screen as a horror fan. Mm-hmm. Now, am I going to go 3 hours just to see Blackula? Probably not. If it was an hour around here or under, I'd go. But I have to wait for double features or something a little bigger that I want to see. But there really is some amazing stuff. I keep going back and forth to that for people that are coming in late too. I wish I could remember all of the stuff. I showed Tom. I sent you a bunch of stuff. I don't know.
I was impressed.
Death Wish.
Yeah, I was impressed with all those pictures and the films that they're offering. Again, if I was closer, I'd be Joe. Let's go.
Yeah. It would be a lot of fun. You get a bite to eat, of course, salad and water.
I'd filmed when the order came to make sure that they screwed up, so I can film it and get your facial expression. And
I wouldn't want to see it go to waste. But even if they give me a hamburger and a shake, I'll eat it. I'll eat it because I don't hate to see it go to waste. But Right. Yeah, I agree with this. You can watch it every year or two. This thing, it doesn't, to me anyway, it doesn't get old, and it's easier to follow. There's a lot of little things going on here and there. I think my friend Anthony watched. I showed it to him the first time, and I don't think he really didn't follow it too well. For Anthony, This is really hard for me to say, but I'm going to give the edge to the Sting. If I had to give it the edge to one movie, but I love Butch Cassidy.
Yeah, wow.
Well, the Sting anyway. Go ahead, Tom.
I said I'd probably give the edge to Butch.
Because the only one thing about the Sting maybe that gives the edge is, in the middle of the movie, for no apparent reason, you don't have somebody riding a bicycle singing "Raindrops Falling on My Head," but the
who's the leader of the group fight too is a pretty memorable scene too.
Sure.
1, 2, 3, go.
That's a great scene.
Yeah.
Ted Cassidy, and they also showed Dr. No at this theater, and the deal. If you're going to have anything, it's always going to be Citizen Kane. They're going to show The Exorcist, which they showed. There's a movie, I don't know if anybody has ever even heard of it, from 1974, a 70s movie called Chosen Survivors. It's one of those like movies like The Swarm, or has an all-star cast. Jackie Cooper's in there from our gang. And it's about I forget, they have to be underground for something, to experiment, a survival thing, and it gets flooded with vampire bats. It's like a disaster movie. It's called Chosen Survivors. You never see that. That movie hasn't played anywhere since 1974, and it's going to be shown. That was on a double feature with something else. I mean, that's just the kind of stuff.
It wasn't a prequel to Beneath the Planet of the Apes.
No. And the Apes, they did all 5 Apes films, but in the case of the Apes films, what they did was first 5 original Planet of the Apes series, they had Thursday was Ape Day. They didn't play all 5 in one shot for that. That's another good example. If they did all 5 in one day, I would make a trek for that.
Yeah.
But to go every Thursday, once a week to see another one was one for 5 weeks. I don't think I would do that one. So who came in?
What is that? 10 hours, right? I mean, they're not all over 2 hours. I mean, they're all under
the Apes movies. Well, I've done it. My Apes friends and I, we used to do that once a year. We used to do it every year for several years. I call it a work day. It's like 8 hours, but it's 8 hours with a break. Like if we watch like 2 films, then we have like pizza or something and hang out, go to the bathroom, then start again. It's 8 hours, and it's like going. I'd rather spend 8 hours watching the Ape series rather than going to work. So it's a job.
Oh yeah, who would? Yeah.
Now, like what I was saying, when they had the first 8 Friday the 13th films in one day, that was noon to midnight. That was 12 hours. But I think that might have been with a break too. You take your own break or leave. All right. Anyway, so let me show you what I bought. I did buy some things here. There's a guy that I'm friendly with at my record store. His name is Alan Rosenberg. He actually has a YouTube channel, and it's mostly music. It's called The Alan Rosenberg Show. And I was talking to him, turns out he likes horror too. And he collects Laserdiscs. He loves Laserdiscs, much like Tim. So I said that I asked him if he'd ever like to do some shows. He said he would, horror related shows. So he will. And I also invite him somewhere down the line, not tonight, obviously, but somewhere down the line, if he wants to pop on here, he's welcome. But the reason I thought about him was because I picked up some Laserdiscs too. My record store got in some Laserdiscs, $3 a piece. And I don't have a Laserdisc player, but I did pick 2 up anyway for $3. One of them being Frankenstein, the restored version. This was a big deal. This was a big deal back in the day because they reinstated scenes that had been cut for many, many, many decades in here. And, just cool to have, I mean, for $3. And this is really cool, too. I didn't even realize I was wearing the same shirt. Total coincidence. It's The Mummy, Karloff, which I'm not a big fan of this movie, though. I love the first 10 minutes very much. It's very scary still. And then the rest of it, he just takes the bandage off, becomes some guy through the whole thing. But Karloff still gives a great performance in it. He still got a good performance. It's just slow to me.
Still has one of my favorite lines.
I have
in a
that
movie.
one.
Yeah, I know what it is. What is that, Tim?
I have that Laserdisc. I don't have
Yeah.
Frankenstein, but I do have the
I know what the line is about Graves, but I'm going to put Tom on here to give him a chance, I think, to say the line. Okay.
Do you have to open graves to find a woman to fall in love with?
Some people do, I guess. Oh, the other thing is, get a load of this now. This is something I toyed with getting for a long time, and I never did because it's a TV series, and it's on all the time. It's one of the most popular TV series of all time, sitcoms, and it's on all the time. And I've never watched every episode from start to finish, but whenever I catch it, there's classics. Everybody has their favorites, and I'm talking about for $10. This was $10, so
yeah.
Complete series. I've got just a box here, and I've been watching these. So I mean, I'm on season 2 already. Having a good time. I just watched one before I came on here. I guess talk about
Season 3 is when it really gets going.
Yeah, we watched the one with the statue when George wants a statue and somebody steals it. A statue. And Kramer is funny when he's the cop. He comes in and pretends to be a cop. All right, up against the wall, stealing the statue, whatever he did. That's pretty good. So, not there's anything wrong with that. Yeah. So, and of course, there was a lot of. I'm talking about what I watch now. Let me go into that. Let me segue into that. So I watched that. Of course, I watched stuff like the Chinese restaurant episode, when they're trying to get a table, which I don't think is so great anymore. I used to think it was really cool, making a whole show about trying to get a table, But now I don't love it so much. But what's interesting about it is, though, of course, this is the 1990 or so. So, you don't have cell phones, so George is trying to make a call, and he has to use the payphone, and it's always occupied. Somebody's always using things that you realize you had to contend with back then. That's one of the things today that's good. You have a texting ability. If you want to get in touch with somebody, you can call somebody anytime. Of course, people walking around looking down at their phones all day and being in their own little universe, that's a whole other thing. But there's good and bad to everything. So I watched that, and I watched when they got to switch the answering machine message tape. Go to the girl's apartment and switch the tape. I'm trying to remember like the classic ones. There's some other ones. Those were the first batch. I must have watched at least 10 maybe already, something like that.
Did you watch the first episodes on season 1 too, or no?
Yeah, there's not many on the first one.
No. But it's not a really good show though.
No, I like the first, what they called the pilot of the first one. I actually thought it works pretty good. Oh yeah, that's the line. They got to rehearse that line, right? How to say that line. These pretzels are making me thirsty. So it's going to be a while before I get to the Soup Nazi and Marble Rye.
The first season, they embraced the premise of the show a little too much, was a show about nothing. It really was a show about nothing in the first
I don't know about that anymore, Tim. You know why?
Why?
Because I've been watching interviews, and I watched one fairly recent, I guess, with Jerry Seinfeld. And he said originally the show was not a show about nothing, even though that's what they said. He said originally it was a show about a comedian trying to get material. Like they have those stand-up things.
Right.
And he's doing the stand-up bits, which I think, I think he's good. He's a good stand-up comic, but they take me out. I'm glad they eventually abandoned those, the tags where they have him doing his act, and then they do the show, then back to him doing his act and the show. So I think that was what they said he pitched it as that, they pitched it at that, which is not really a good idea, he said, because nobody wants to see a show about a comedian getting material or something. That's what he said anyway. Who knows? But of course, we all know it is a show largely about nothing, as it turned out.
Yeah.
It's just trying to get out of a parking garage and find your car, I should say. You know?
Yeah, that I particularly like that one because I've been in that kind of situation plenty of times myself. You know,
I remember that. Kramer with the girl with the big nose. And says, "You're as pretty as any of those girls. You just need a nose job." That's all. Mr. Discreet. And I watched some bloopers, and I find it interesting that it seems to me that Michael Richards is the one most serious, like trying to, wanting to keep it good. And let's not do this again. Let's try to get this right this time. So, because he seems to take it real serious, which is pretty cool. Yeah, well, that's Larry David. Larry David. I guess a lot of it, right? That's Larry David. They said it's his things that have actually happened to him. I heard that most of the scripts are things that happened to Larry.
George's character was 100% based on Larry David. All like stuff that George did was stuff that Larry David actually did.
George lost his glasses. I heard the one where. Oh, and you know what's funny when they're going to change the tape, and they're looking for like a clue, like, well, what if we get caught, or I got to give you a clue or something when she's coming, she doesn't catch us. He said, well, let's sing. What are you going to sing? He said, how about that Maria song? What is the name of it? From Sound of Music. I just saw Sound of Music. What can you say about a girl named? What's the matter with Maria? I forget what it was. How do you solve a problem like Maria? So I never knew what that meant. When George said, how about that song? How do you solve a problem like Maria? Now I know the song because I just saw Sound of Music. So I could talk about this all day. It's funny. Tippy toe, tippy toe. Let's say the tippy toe. Lemon tree. All right. Anyway, I'm done with that. Now, I also watched. Now, Lizzie was asking about horror movies. This doesn't really qualify. Well, I started watching the Munsters again. Every season, I say I'm going to go through all 70 episodes of the Munsters in like 30 days, or a month and a half. And I always start the first season. There's 2 seasons. I get through half of them. I never finish. This time I started where I left off last year, halfway through. So I'm watching Munsters episodes for Halloween. I recommend that. And also, I don't know if you call this horror, because it's not horror. It's not, although you might think so when I tell you about it. I think Tim watched this recently, as a matter of fact. I was in the mood to see the 1962 King Kong versus Godzilla again. One of my favorite. Didn't you watch that recently, Tim?
Yeah, I've already forgotten it, but yeah.
I don't blame you. You got to understand, folks. Again, that was a staple of this. Whatever I was, 7, 8 years old. I mean, that was a staple. Anytime that was on TV, I was there. I mean, morning, noon, and night. I watched it a million times. I know it well, and I love that movie. It's one of those that as an adult, you watch it and you could see everything wrong with it, but I just love it for pure go back to childhood, warm and fuzzy nostalgia reason. But yeah, when I watch it this time, and I'd seen it as an adult, a lot of times I wasn't perturbed. But when I seen it this time, I was really like, wow, like when King Kong rises out of the ocean and he's going like this, and this suit is like matted to him. It's like he's got the fur, but it's really like a suit, and it's all wet. So it's like the cloth, and stuff like that. And I noticed something I never noticed before. This was a Blu-ray now, not a 4K. But like there's a lot of scenes on there from a scene like that one. Everybody from Japan, all the guys, they were on a ship, and Kong is on a raft, and he escapes the raft, and he's terrorizing them and everything. Anyway, the sky is the beautiful sky background. I know it's for the first time. It's not the sky, It's this like wrinkles, I'm like, oh, come on, man. And then there's even one when Kong like climbs on top of a building, like King Kong. He just stands on top of a building, and he's got a girl in his hand, and there's a big rip or something taken out of him. It's supposed to be nighttime, so there's a dark lit sky. And there's like a little tear, and I'm like, wow, man. I never noticed that was a cloth. But I love those movies. I don't care what you say. I hated whatever that newest one was, Kong versus Godzilla 2 or whatever that was, the new one. It was garbage, computerized CGI garbage. At least when these two fight and brawl, they're getting into it. So anyway, that's all I want. I think.
You know, you're watching a B film when the big special feature is a sheet, probably painted blue for a sky.
Well, you can't really notice it that much. I see it a million times, so you know.
Yeah, no, in Frankenstein, you can see the back when they're up on the hill. Yeah, that background is terrible. You can see all the ruffles in it, and
I gotta say, Tim,
I like it. To me, it just adds to the mood. I think it's good.
I'm glad you brought that up because I mean that's a very sharp example. Bringing another example up because Frankenstein's a classic, but. Yeah, that sky's so cool. But did you need that? It looks to me like paint streaks or something. Like when
I think it's a painted sheet, but it's got ruffles. It's not.
No, I don't know if it's a sheet or a painting or whatever it is. But it's a shame because most of it, when you watch those scenes, most of it is fine to me. It looks like a dark, moody, cloudy sky. Very good effect. But you could see streaks. I call them streaks. There's streaks in them. It's on this one side.
There's mistakes, and you guys know about the mistake in Dracula. I don't know if it's a mistake or if they had to do
I don't think it is anymore. The cardboard.
The cardboard, yeah. I think something was reflecting light, so they stuck a piece of cardboard in there, hoping no one could notice it. Is what I think.
You have to understand, just like we talk about the Beatles all the time, and we know every little detail, who sang what song, and all the controversy, who really did it. It turns out
everything.
I used to be on horror film boards before YouTube and everything, and it's been pretty much said now by the majority that's first of all, it's shot right in the open. You can't miss it. Yeah. It was more like keeping the light out of the patient's shielding it out of the patient's eyes. It's not a mistake.
Oh, maybe that's it, but I figured it had something to do with light, whether it's light for
keeping it out of the patient's eyes.
It's something to do with light.
It's not just something on the side that we forgot about. It's right there. Yeah. You can't miss it. And I've seen a lot of still photographs, things since this has come up about that cardboard, where it's in there. It's present everywhere. Different angles. Yeah. It's like as if that you just like you got somebody. She's in bed and she's sick, and they just like put by the lamp, her lamp. They put like a thing. Not exactly. Maybe they could have put a sheet of doily or something a little.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's the weird thing. It's just like this ripped piece of cardboard.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of opinions on it, but I've heard a lot of. I believe this was going back. How long it's been going back? The early 2000s, discussing it. That's what I've surmised. Oh, wow, trivia! I can't win. I could never play you with that, but I could do honeymooners trivia and win. That's for sure.
Well, that's great. Yeah, awesome.
There you go.
Thanks for sharing that, Henry.
Yeah, that's another thing. I know Jerry Seinfeld's a big Abbott and Costello fan. I can't blame him. And he even did. Remember they had that thing, Abbott and Costello meet Jerry Seinfeld. They had something there with Jerry Seinfeld talking about Abbott and Costello, and they worked him into that, and they called it that. In fact, I just saw one where they're in the kitchen, and I think maybe Jerry's insulting George or something. George goes, "Who are you, Bud Abbott?" So they referenced it. I mean, they have, like when there's different things going on, they converge at the end. Yeah.
I like the whole sexual activity that they all tried to wager to see how long they could not do it for.
Well, for money, I could go.
I like that it kept coming up in episodes after that too. Right. It wasn't just the one episode, it would be referenced from time to time throughout the rest of the show. Which is great.
It's really hard. I don't know what to suggest to you. Some people, if you have any classic horror, I don't know what I gotta know what you like. If you like early stuff, you stay away from old black and white stuff. Do you like that? Do you like slasher? Who knows? See, City of the Dead, which is known as Horror Hotel. I always say that one. I think that's a great horror movie. It's British. I think it might be Amicus, actually. I don't know if you've seen that. It's known as Horror Hotel in America, but the real UK title is City of the Dead.
I say watch Maniac Cop and then watch the video that Joe and I made about.
Yeah. I got Maniac. You know what's funny? I got Maniac Cop 2 and 3, and I gotta get going.
Yep.
Like everything else. I just picked up the Terminator on Blu-ray. That's a good choice. That's a series that should end with part 2. I mean, enough with that, really. But you can say that about a lot of things.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. All right. So did I cover all my crap? I think I did. Now we got to cover Tom's crap. So what's your story, Tom?
Well, as I'm trying to be a good boy and, holding my money for these Paul shows that I'm going to, I did get this one came in the mail. I think this came in the day after our last show. And this is Criterion's version of This is Spinal Tap. Tim, 3 commentaries, buddy. 3 commentaries on this one. Yeah. So they got the one that's just the actors, and then they got the one as the roles that they're playing, and then there's another one with other people working on it. Then they got a nice little interview that's comedian Patton Oswalt. He interviews Meathead for about a half hour, and that's pretty good.
You got Meatheads in real life.
Yeah. So and there's stuff from 82. There's stuff from 1992. There's stuff from 2009. So there's a whole bunch of stuff from the whole Spinal Tap legacy, if you will. So well worth. If you're a fan of this, you should definitely pick this up. I think this is one of the 3 greatest comedies of all time. However, the sequel was one of the biggest disappointments of all time.
Yeah. Did you once say you don't like comedies?
What's that?
I thought you once said you're not a big comedy guy.
It's not my favorite genre of film.
No.
There you go. City of the Dead, a slam dunk A+, the one I recommended.
Hey, there you go. And while we were gone, I did see 5 movies at the theater. I'll just talk about them real briefly. The first one is called great little movie called The Baltimoreans, about this guy who's you see him, he's drunk, he's wasted, and then the first scene you see him trying to commit suicide. It doesn't go well.
Himself.
Oh yeah, trying to off himself or whatever. But he's in a relationship that's not going well, but it's Christmas Day and he gets into this accident to where he loses a tooth. So he has to go to a dentist, and then he ends up getting a dentist, and he meets her, and they end up throughout the film spark some fire. And it's one of my favorite films of the year so far, and that's called The Baltimoreans. It'll probably be in my top 10 for sure. The second one was a movie called Him, which is one of my biggest letdowns of the film, even though there's some great performances in the film, especially from Marlon Wayans. This is about a young football player who idolized Marlon Wayans. He's like the GOAT in the movie. So he has this opportunity to go to a training camp, the GOAT's own training camp. So he goes and he's learning what he is willing to do to be the greatest, athlete of all time. And it's just not, working out and throwing the football, let's just say. So this one I knew about from last year with Billy Zane, who was an identical as Marlon Brando. If you see the pictures of him as Marlon Brando. So this movie is called Waltzing with Brando. And this is about Marlon Brando's architect. Marlon at this point in time in the late 60s, early 70s, he's living, on or around Tahiti. Okay. So he has this architect come down to try to build this, resort. He's all into climate and all that stuff. So he's looking to build this facility for people to come and do research and stuff like that. So he does it, and it's a funny ending to something that Brando knew better and he shouldn't have changed, but he did change, and unfortunately it didn't end well. This one was an okay movie, but Billy Zane was a fantastic Marlon Brando. They show him, acting in films like, The Godfather, and then, other films that he did during that time. So that was done really well. Some very beautiful women in the movie too, showing very beautiful things. Next movie is one that's being highly considered as the front runner to win Best Picture, and that's called One Battle After Another. This is the new Paul Thomas Anderson film, and right off the bat, I will tell you that this is not for everybody. It is a really good film, but have you ever seen, Tim? Did you ever see The Master by Paul Thomas Anderson?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, anyways, The Master was with Joaquin Phoenix and Philip Seymour Hoffman, and the story is so, but it's the acting that carries the film, and I think that's the same thing with this as well. With One Battle After the Other, the story is so, but I think it's the acting and the chemistry between the actors that really carry this film, with Leonardo DiCaprio and Benicio del Toro. When they act together, they're really good. Sean Penn, I think, is fantastic in this film as well. So, but again, for reasons, it's not for everybody. And then I saw a really, really good movie last night that I was shocked with, and it was called Dead of Winter. This movie is with Emma Thompson, and she's just played she's a recent widower, and she wants to lay the ashes to where her and her deceased husband first had their first date. So on their way there, she runs into a little trouble, and she takes care of the trouble, if you will. And she learns a lot about herself, and you learn about the backstory a little bit. And it's a good little, I wouldn't say it's a horror, it's more of like a thriller kind of thing, where a couple kidnap a person. I won't say why, but but they reveal all that in the movie as well. So, I would say three of these five movies are smaller budget independent films that unfortunately nobody went to go see. And they're, original films that people want. And I don't know if it's just because of the marketing. People just, these studios just don't have money to market these films well, or maybe they just expect, fans to know that these films are coming out. But it's just a shame, even this, the One Battle After Another, it only opened to $22 million. And this movie, I think they said it like cost like $150 million to make. Which is kind of just, it doesn't feel like it's $150 million, but it does have a great car chase. Not as good as maybe say The French Connection or Bullet, but it is a really fun.
Oh, the 7-Up.
Yeah, the 7-Up, but it's got, they're on this road, and it's like one of those that just keeps going, like this.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting how they did this car chase, but I do think but I do think that this film is going to get nominated for at least 10 Academy Awards, and we'll see about winning. But it will probably make my top 10 films of the year as well. Talking about One Battle After Another.
You better open. You better start your channel up again.
I'm having more fun just doing this.
Okay.
But anyways, so that's 5 films I see. 3 of them, actually 4 of them, I would definitely recommend going to see.
Thank you, Tom. I don't know if Lizzie's still here. I haven't watched any because they're pretty awful. But I do, even though they're awful, I always like to have an opportunity to show this. I mean, Herschel Gordon Lewis. Let's do it. The Herschel Gordon Lewis Feast. It's a cereal box they put it in. This is Arrow Video, and they got, looks like a box of cereal, and these movies are really bad. He's called the Godfather of gore because that's all it is gore for gore's own sake. And my favorite film of his It's probably, I'm looking now. Oh, I know the name of it. 2000 Maniacs is probably my favorite of his. He's got stuff on here like Scum of the Earth, you know, Blood Beast, Color Me Blood Red, something weird, right?
That's good. I like all of those. I have all those films.
Oh, you do? The Gruesome Twosome?
Yeah.
Wizard of Gore, the Gore Girls, and many more.
They're all on Something Weird before they got them. I have them all on Something Weird.
There you go. So now I can put this back underneath here, right under my desk. I have no place else to put these things. And I don't know what I'm going to get to. Maybe I should watch some of those Blu-rays that I bought a couple of years ago.
Maybe
$1,600 for a used Blu-ray. God, I'm trying to fix this. Oh man! All right. So let's go up here because I want to see what I have missed. Way back up. Who did Niagara Falls first? Abbott and Costello or the Three Stooges? I could tell you it's in a Three Stooges movie from the 40s, like around 1944 or something. And I know Abbott and Costello did only a TV show in the 50s, but maybe they did it in a movie. Tim, do you remember? But maybe they did it. No. They probably all did it in vaudeville or whatever.
Yeah. I think it's an old. Lucy even did it, I think, in an episode.
Yes, everybody did it. Yeah, Lucille Ball. I'm not sure what you mean by this. Hey, there was a movie that was a couple of movies I've seen. Man, there was a Jack Lemmon movie. I catched them on Turner, and it was a Jack Lemmon movie. And who was in with him? I can't remember who. Catherine Deneuve, maybe. Anybody know a movie with the two of them? It was pretty weird, seeing the two of them together. Look that one up, and it was. Then I saw one with the yellow Rolls Royce or something like that. It had George C. Scott in there with Art Carney in there, and you walking in the middle, and you're like, "Oh, what is this?" It looks like the cast is interesting, but I'm in the middle. The one with Jack Lemmon seemed interesting.
Yeah, I'd like to check that out.
Don't remember. Oh, I pressed the button here. Hold on a minute. So bad, but it's like a car accident where you can't look away. I know what you mean, Lizzie. I love a lot of movies. Speaking of which, it's a great segue. We lost another person that a lot of people, I'm guessing, might not have heard of here. Sam Sherman, who was a producer who helped Al Adamson do a lot of really bad schlocky movies like Dracula versus Frankenstein in the 60s and the 70s, Blood of Ghastly Horror, Frankenstein's Bloody Terror. He was a producer that always often worked with the late Al Adamson, and I heard he's passed too.
Yeah, we also lost one of the most beautiful Italian actresses as well.
Yeah,
Claudia Cardinale.
Yeah, she was beautiful.
The Professionals, Once Upon a Time in the West. A lot of great Italian films like The Leopard. She was a beautiful woman, very talented.
On the back here, James, when you said P.S. City of the Dead's not Hammer, well, I know it's definitely not Hammer or Amicus. I don't know what it is. It's what studio it is, but it's not. Yeah, it's definitely not Hammer, not Amicus, but I don't know what the other name is. The Haunted Air Conditioner. That's one of my least favorite episodes of The Odd Couple, I think, for me. Actually.
Right. Actually, I don't like the two episodes that he was in.
Yeah, he's the Rent. One of them was with the Rent.
Right.
Yeah, he did he's the landlord or something. I saw Birdman, didn't think it was all that. I guess it won its award because it's a film about the industry.
Not necessarily. I think Michael Keaton is fantastic. Edward Norton, I think, is fantastic in that film. I think it's good. I don't know if it should have won Best Picture and all that, but I think it was really good. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. You're calling Sean Penn 3 Oscar Club. I saw something with him, some trailer or something with him in it coming out soon. Blood on Satan's Claw, neither Hammer nor Amicus. I'm not wild about that movie. Witchfinder General. Hi, Kimber. No, it's not wrong in my book.
Kimba, I love you, but please do not add any fuel to Joe's fire, please.
Well, Tim too, right? Tim, come on, you're my partner in this, Tim.
No, I don't agree. I would go see movies if I had a theater that showed anything but blockbusters, but they don't.
All right. Well, look,
cartoons, car chases, and superheroes, and that's it.
I've seen some good horror films in recent years. What's this? Anybody? Any other good ones? Well, I like Christoph Waltz. I definitely liked him.
Yeah. Paul Thomas Anderson gave his 5 inspirational films that led to his new one. One was The French Connection. One was The Battle of Algiers. Then you had Midnight Run. And then, I knew I was going to forget the other ones. But yeah, he had 5 films that were like inspirations. Searchers. The Searchers was another film that inspired him for this one too.
Okay, so Abbott and Costello did it in Lost in a Harem. That's one of my votes for worst. One of the votes for worst Abbott and Costello film. Maybe that's why I don't really know it from there. Whenever someone said Martha. Tygon Films did a lot of the horrors. I remember a movie called Don't Make Waves. Is that a Tony Curtis movie? Somebody's in there. It's one of those 60s.
Yeah, I think a Beach Boys song called Don't Make Waves.
It's like a Booze Bucks film.
You're looking forward to seeing The Rock in a movie, huh? Have a good time.
Yeah, I'll probably. That opens this weekend.
Seriously, great time.
I think you mean Sucked with an S, right? Oh yeah, there it is. Well, I agree with your boyfriend, and I agree with Mike Francesa too.
Yeah, you know what? He could take his jackhammer and his fake teeth and shove them up his ass.
Oh, how you doing there, Mike? You missed all about the. Did you ever hear of a movie theater? I'm not gonna go through the whole thing again. You can watch it in the playback. But a movie theater in Pennsylvania called The Gap. They show 35 millimeter prints of all kinds of horror movies, not just horror, but 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. It's pretty amazing. Let's put it that way. The Gap. Oh, yeah, this is one they should have made. I think that would have been a good idea.
Alan Klein steals the rights to their films.
There, see, here's somebody that likes Superman.
There you go.
Beetle Eddie.
Right.
They already got the second one in production, and it'll be out in 2 years.
Well, these days there's no accounting for taste.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, maybe something will happen, and I'll be dead.
Keep watching movies that have a sheet in the background.
You look at throwing you a bone. Okay,
please.
You look at throwing you a bone. That thing is so damn entertaining. It's not funny.
Please.
The two of them fighting. It's one of the greatest.
I don't need your bone. Matter of fact, okay.
Yeah. I think you want it.
Don't get too cocky. Don't get too cocky there.
Whoa, bone, cocky. Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. And a belly too that you gotta lift up to find it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, just bring a pair of tweezers and we'll be all set. But
this isn't Doc Dawkins. There shouldn't be fisticuffs going on here.
What fisticuffs? There's never anything going on over there. It's always like
I know
the old age home over there.
Oh no, I get mad at Doc sometimes.
Tony Curtis. See, I know my stuff.
Tony Curtis.
Yeah, the trip. That's yeah. Bruce Stern, baby. Yeah.
So, can I talk about what I saw? I haven't talked about what I saw yet.
So I'm not perfect. Oh, yes, please, by all means.
Well, no. I thought you probably forgot.
I did forget.
I only talked about what. Okay, now I showed these during the last show, but I've watched them all now. I never heard of this movie before. This was fantastic. Frederick March and Joan Bennett, Trade Winds. I don't know where you'd find it, but this was just—it's almost a film noir. It's not. It's a drama, but it's close. It's that sort of mystery thing going on, and it was just great. I mean, I don't want to say much about it, but I was blown. I couldn't believe how good it was. I didn't expect. Sorry, I didn't expect it. When you walk in and you have no expectations and you see something that's really good, you're just like, wow, that was really good. And then last time I showed 4 film noirs, and they're all great. These are all on Warner Classics or whatever, Warner Archives. And unlike most Warner Archives, even though there's 2 films, they both have special features, trailers, and commentaries. Every film had a commentary. So it took me a while to get through these, which is amazing. They were all good. Act of Violence was really good. Mystery Street was good-ish. Of these 2, Act of Violence was better. But they're both great film noirs if you like film noirs. And then Crime Wave was just fantastic. Crime Wave was just such a good film.
That's Sterling Hayden? Is that Sterling Hayden?
Yes. Yes,
yeah.
And he is a SOB in this.
He is. Yeah, he's a Noir Hall of Famer, in my opinion.
Yeah. And he is just great. And then Decoy. They talk about Decoy in the commentary. It's funny. In the commentary to Crime Wave, they talk about Decoy. And then next film is Decoy. And I'm like, oh, good. And this film is just a nasty little film noir. It's that's all I can say. It's just a nasty, harsh. This, people say, talk about the worst femme fatale in a film noir ever. It's in Decoy. Worse than any of the others. This woman would just. There's hardly a man left standing by the time this film is over. She gets rid of them all. It's incredible. But great films, great commentaries. Yeah. And I also watched something weird films. I won't go into a lot. I watched 3 Olga films, which aren't worth watching. I can't.
Oh, I remember those Olga films.
But they're short. That's the best thing about them. They don't even have live dialogue.
I forget. Maybe I did some reviews on my old thing. I don't remember what they were.
I watched Olga's House of Shame, Olga's Dance Hall Girls, and White Slaves of Chinatown, and they're all narrated over. They have little tiny sections of dialogue, but most of them are just, and the music doesn't fit, and they're just really awful films. But
Olga's House of Shame, that's the one I watched.
And then I watched Night of the Beast, which is a Mexican wrestling horror film. It's a.
And you didn't like King Kong vs. Godzilla?
Of course, yeah. I like this. This is actually a good film. It's got some good production values. And this is female Mexican wrestlers. So it's, it's an interesting film. And that was followed by I gotta see here.
Be ready.
Feast of Flesh was the other film on that one, which is, I've seen this before. It's sort of a whodunit. This weird guy in a mask kills women, and you got to try to figure out who it is, and you're probably not going to guess it. Well, maybe you will. I don't know, but it's an interesting little film. And then I forgot again. No, The Naked Witch, which is not a great film, but the guy made it for probably $8,000 or something, and it's 1961, and you've got this witch running around naked, which in 1961 was a big deal. So that film actually did quite a bit of box office. It's only an hour long. And then Crypt of Dark Secrets, which has a gorgeous girl dancing with nothing on for quite a lot of the film. Which
we
makes
do this every week.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. That's
What
what
was
I
the name
watched.
of that movie? What was the name of that movie?
Crypt of Dark Secrets.
I'm
Kind
looking
of
for
reminds me
King
of
Kong.
reminds me of Orgy of the Dead.
Well, yeah. It's.
You like that movie, Tom?
It's enjoyable when you're like.
Well, then
drunk
watch
or
King
so.
Kong versus Godzilla. Let me know what you think.
Yeah, or I'd like to see the script for Orgy of the Dead. It can't be more than like 18 pages long. It can't possibly be more than 18
Right.
pages long.
If that.
Yeah, if that. That's the longest it could be. It's
Because I think there's the couple driving. I think that's from a completely different movie. You know?
it's I don't think it is, but it's shot day for night, but half the time it's complete daylight. You see the sun, and you know who wrote that, don't you?
Remind me.
I'm not
He
that
didn't
listening.
make the film, but he wrote it. Ed Wood wrote that script.
Ed Wood wrote. That's right. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, that's an Ed Wood film. He didn't write it. I think he was on set, but he didn't write it or direct it or anything. But I think he was on set.
What's this new dismiss button on the lower left?
Yeah.
What's that, Joe?
I'm going to show you the sky I'm talking about in this thing. I found a little clip.
Oh boy.
Try to do this the best I can. All right. Now, first of all, it's not gonna work because you got. Oh, it is clear right off the bat. No, it was. See that sky? That's beautiful. You can't even tell.
Oh yeah, you can. You can see the creases.
that crease you see is from my camera. If that's what you're thinking.
No.
You're talking about that crease on the right. That's my camera.
The crease Tom's talking about.
Look how great this is. Look at that Godzilla. They're really there. They're really acting. Look at that. Look at that. He's really acting.
That's some method acting right there.
Look at that.
The actor actually went to the doctor and had them stitch all that hair into his body.
Two actors really going at it.
The guy playing Godzilla didn't add any kind of lotion to his body for like 3 years. And
anyway, listen, what you're saying is.
Listen, you send me those clips, and I think they're hilarious. I will have to check them out.
Well, I sent you one that are really bad. But see this, everybody has burning. There's burning on my phone. When you're looking at YouTube and you have the top like that, there's a line burned into my phone here. So when I do that, I showed you the screen like that. There was a line on the side.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's what you were seeing, the burning.
I still don't believe you, but
I've never watched YouTube on my phone in my life, so I wouldn't know about that. But
you ever go out? If you went out, maybe you would. I don't know.
I don't bring my phone with me when I go out.
Really?
I don't like this. Anybody can get in touch with me anytime ever. I don't play that game. You want to call me at home and when I'm at home. Otherwise, I don't bring I seriously don't bring my phone with me when I go anywhere.
Godzilla vs. the Small Monster. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Yeah, why don't you get that Criterion set, Tom?
I think it's out of print though now.
Is it really?
I'll have to check it out.
I wonder what you could get that for these days. If I ever see it, I might get. Even though I have all of them, I might. It's a long story. Did you read this thing? Did we read this? Henry's Point, if there is one, it isn't only blockbusters, by the way, Tim. There's lots of films that the Oscars nominate for Best Picture every year. Almost all of them are art house films.
Oh, I know that. No, I know that. No, I was complaining that only my local theater, since it only has like maybe 6 screens at the most,
Yeah,
only
so
shows blockbusters because
right, and that's because it's only 6 screens, so they have to
yeah, yeah, and
pick
it's
those
the only
films where they
theater in
feel
town.
right.
So
Right.
so that's it. So that's it. They showed the huge movies, and that's it.
This movie, I don't find this movie too fun. Actually, it's a Mexican movie called La Casa del Terror, and it has an older Lon Chaney Jr. playing a werewolf in it, like like the Wolfman again. There's a little scene with him in it. It's funny because he's fat and he's trying to like jump around and stuff. I think it's kind of funny, but yeah, Face of the Screaming Werewolf is the American title. I have the Crime Wave / Decoy DVD, and Decoy no longer plays.
Oh, that's a shame.
Who is that by? Who is that by?
Crime Wave, I think, was written by the Coen brothers.
Well, let's talk about this. I forget who made these. I watched the commentary, but it was last week. I've already forgotten most of it.
It doesn't tell you on there.
Yeah, but I'm blind. I can't.
What company is it? I see a Warner Shield.
No, it's Warner Archive. It's Warner Archive.
Archive.
Yeah.
But it might be, is it burned or pressed? That's
these are burned on demand.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, is it from that period? You ever hear the thing where there's a certain period where they don't play on Warner? 2006 around that area?
I don't know, but mine, these all played great and, no problem. But yeah, you can see it's like a purple disc. It's burned on demand. If
it's purple, it's on demand, right?
Yeah, it's a purple disc. But great films. But Decoy, unless you're really into noir, I don't recommend Decoy that highly because it is just such a nasty little film. But if you like that sort of thing, then this woman really is awful. This woman.
Wait a minute, what is that overrated movie that I saw? Am I thinking Detour, not Decoy?
Decoy is different, and this woman was British. She was married to the director. Actually, I've forgotten his name. She was married, and she made like 2 American films.
That's how she got the job.
She left him before the film even came out, so nobody would hire her after that. He wouldn't hire her, obviously, and nobody. And she made like 2 films, and that's it. But she's really good.
Henry, as the smartass said, does the bear shit in the woods? So yes, I will be seeing that movie.
Yes, Eric, I agree with you. Yeah, they did. Oh, by the way, Eric, at this theater that I told you, you missed the beginning, the Gap. They were also showing Laurel and Hardy on a big screen. Okay, Way Out West was one of their features.
Yeah, that's a really good thing about those Warner Archive sets. I mean, yeah, actually, another movie I did watch, the Cobweb with Richard Widmark and Gloria Graham. They show the cartoon, the Tom and Jerry cartoon that they played before.
Yeah, I don't know if they've done it. They're not on the archives, but on other Warner DVDs, they used to have a thing called Warner's Night at the Movies. And if you hit that button, then you get, a cartoon, a newsreel, a short.
Well, there was a good
program, like you would have seen if you went to the movies in 1941 or whenever you went.
There's a Warner Brothers disc that had Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde on it, a DVD with the Spencer Tracy, I think, version. Anyway, actually, it might have Frederick March version and Spencer Tracy double feature, and it has the Bugs Bunny cartoon with Dr. Jekyll in it.
Yeah, they try to program. Warner always tries to program the way it would have been programmed. So if you've got an MGM movie, even though Warner's has it now, they would show like a Tom and Jerry cartoon. It wouldn't be a Warner Brothers cartoon. They always, they always made it how it would have been, which is kind of interesting.
Why didn't you tell me you had 2 legs?
You didn't ask.
Oh, man. You got to see Blockheads yet, Tom? Got to see it?
No, but I have all that stuff on my Amazon wish list.
It's only an hour, Blockheads. Yeah. Might be under an hour. That's one of the funniest scenes ever, boy. But I've seen it so many times, I know what's going to happen. Well, anyway, so where are we at, folks? We got that point of the show where like that's it. That's all she wrote. But I'm still going to wait for other comments, or you guys have anything to add.
Ice cream.
Screw that. Well, not yet. I just thought I'm going to October 1st. That's 2 months.
Ice cream is bad this week.
Dunk. One thing I can't stand about Seinfeld, I haven't seen any shows where they're doing it yet. When they show you that street outside, and I went, oh, as huge as Manhattan is, they have one street and the same 2 or 3 doors that everybody walks by every time they're out on the street. It drives me nuts because of, phony street.
Right.
Dunk. Remember how dumb I used to be? Well, I'm better now. And then later on, after seeing one of those scenes, he goes, "You're better now." I think he goes. What does he say? He goes, "Ali, you remember how dumb I used to be?" I think he goes, or something like that. I actually think, first of all, comedy is completely subjective. I know what you're saying about George and Kramer being funnier and all that. Yes, Jerry's like more of a straight man, but he's made me laugh a few times. Like, what about the famous line, "You're a cashier"?
Yeah.
Give me that Marlboro, you whole bag. Give me that Marlboro Rye.
Yeah, and I did like the bits when they would, throw in the bits of the stand-up comedy.
Oh yeah,
in the show. I wish they would have kept that.
Well, they kept it. They always opened and closed with it anyway. They just didn't insert it in the show after a while.
Right.
Why did you? I don't remember this one. Why did you strike that match? I wanted to see if the switch was off. I don't remember that. Wanted to see if the switch was off. They're the best. That Kramer sometimes can be a little too animated, but
yeah. So I did watch like I think the first 4 or 5 episodes of the All in the Family.
Oh, is that what you were doing?
Yeah.
Well, we got to have a review.
Yeah.
Is this the first time you're watching them?
I did watch. No, about 4 or 5 years ago, they were on Amazon Prime, and I think I watched like the first 4 or 5 episodes. But now I'm starting them all over again.
In the first 5 is the one, like some of them I'm thinking of, is the one with Roger, their friend Roger, in there.
No, the letter.
Yeah, writes the letter to the president.
Yeah. The anniversary.
I think that's the first.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a must to watch that whole series. Well, up until the meathead moves. But they're also apples and oranges.
Yes.
Greater than Seinfeld, I'll tell you that. That was their first mistake, a 1932 short. I'm glad you think so, Henry. It means I don't have to watch them any more of these. If that's a great start.
I could care less.
Well, you're an adult now, Tim. You don't have to watch.
Exactly. Let the 10-year-olds go watch Superman. I could care less.
I'm still I'm watching Superman, but I'm gonna stick to George Reeves.
Yep, you do that.
Truth, justice, and the American way. Human way.
I get tired of the this AI shit when they either use like George Reeves or Christopher Reeves, and then they got Adam West, and then they got what's her name, Wonder Woman, and they make them look like they're like in the same show. You know what I mean?
Oh. I see, said the blind man.
Yeah.
I hate AI. I despise it.
As do I.
Yeah, I despise it.
Beginning and the end with that. I'm going to make a video, the top 5 things that ruined the world.
I got a question for you, Joe.
I'm afraid of the question.
And no, it's just a fun, but you have to answer it. You can't just say, "Oh, nothing." What modern day technology would you take back to the past and have it in your youth?
Movie players. Blu-ray, DVD.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
Oh, without hesitation.
Yeah.
I'm a kid. I couldn't even fathom that when we were kids. Used to have to record movies off the TV with audio tape if you wanted to play the audio back. And then they had those abridged films you buy 10 minutes long with version of your film put on the projector, including Star Wars. I remember when my friends got that in 1977. It was silent. It was a silent they had sound also, but most of us couldn't get the sound films. I got them later, some sound ones later, but they'd just have the words on the bottom, subtitles. None at all for me.
I have absolutely zero interest.
I used to like Springsteen. I don't like him anymore, and no, I don't have any interest in it either.
Is it because of the high ticket costs for concerts, Tim?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't like people that get political. I don't. The entertainment and politics are two separate things and should remain so. I don't care what side you're on. I don't care any of that stuff.
I don't know how I would feel. I'm trying to be fair here. Throw another bone out there, about John Lennon. I like John Lennon stuff, but I'd rather that he wasn't doing politics as well, whatever they are, But I just think things were kind of different then.
They were, and I will defend John in one thing. Some of John's politics, and only some of it. I mean, initially it's his politics that got him in trouble, but some of his politics later became about trying to stay in America. So I get that part, I get, he almost had to be political to try to stay here. I get that bit, but no, I just don't do politics.
They make Superman, especially Clark Kent, weak and extra vulnerable. I call BS. Stop the what? What is that? I don't know what that word is.
Yeah.
That's making it a little confusing.
Could you put that into words which even Caesar could understand?
They made him weak in the Christopher Reeves films, too.
Look, I've seen a lot of my life. I've never seen him so weak as in that movie in my life. Except when he was around kryptonite. It was like a baby. He could hardly move. Jack Nicholson wrote Head, and I heard he was stoned when he wrote it.
Not surprised.
He's in the movie for about 2 seconds if you look closely.
Yep.
Joe, honest question. You always make fun of certain celebrities for getting political. Why do you give Charlton Heston a free pass for that? Is it because he aligns with your politics, others don't? First of all, you don't know what my politics are, okay? I'm in the middle. Sometimes I go over towards what you might call left. Sometimes I go over what you might call right. I'm really against guns. I wish they'd really do something about the gun problem, for example. So in that regard, I'm very, very much against Charlton Heston. I'm all in favor of the right to defend yourself. I am. But I think it's gotten to a point these days where it has to be some kind of a tweaking or a rethinking of how to rewrite it some way, because something's got to be changed a little bit. I'm not saying remove it. I'm saying just tweak it somewhat. Anyway, did you know that the Charlton Heston was very much liberal in his the first half of his life, he was very liberal, and he marched, along with Martin Luther King, and he was a patriot on the left. And then later on, he turned more right, for what that's worth.
That, and he, like Reagan, stopped being an actor and became president, governor first, and then that's a different thing. You change your career, okay? I don't like people being both. I don't like, okay, I'm going to write songs and they're all going to be about this. I hate that. This cause.
Well, can I ask you? Because I mean, from your understanding, Tim, which period do you feel Charlton Heston stopped his movie career?
I think by the early 80s, he was pretty much.
Well, he was still making movies up to the end, even really.
Yeah, but he wasn't a movie star, and he didn't use. No. He's not like some people. He didn't use his cool movie, and he didn't go on talk shows like people do today to talk about the film and then talk about the politics instead. Well, he never did that sort of thing.
Maybe a little bit at the end. Maybe a little bit with Ice Tea or Ice Cube, or Ice Tea, I think, or something like that.
But I said just a little bit. I'm not defending him totally, but at least it was towards the end of his career, as opposed to.
Oh, Henry, you always cross the line all the time. You do it all the time. But I know what he means about Springsteen, and I'm not going to name the other people, actors. I'm really getting tired of me disliking a lot of people out there lately who seem to think they don't realize that there's a certain segment. They act as if everybody agrees with them. Their whole audience agrees with them. Not everybody may. You're going to offend. I think Tom's put it like this. When you say you're going to offend half,
you're going to alienate half of your fan base.
Yeah.
So I don't understand that.
And the thing with Springsteen I don't get is his biggest album is Born in the USA. It's a patriotic album, and suddenly he's on the other side, and it's like, dude. Dude, no, I'm not with that. I'm just not with that.
I will go with, if I have to pick one, I'll take the money and run out of the two of them.
That's tough, man. I might have to agree with you.
Yeah, me too, actually.
I know it's tough to agree with Mayo, but so this Monkeys in a Diner.
That's when you see Jack,
Yeah, you see Nicholson. You also see, what's the guy's name?
The director. The
director, the guy behind the whole thing.
Bob Raffleson.
Raffleson. Yeah. You see him both.
Or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, Raffleson. Yes.
Yeah, he was in Alaska. He was in Alaska. It was mostly TV movies. He played Sherlock Holmes in The Crucible of Blood in 91. Treasure Island. He played Long John Silver in 1990. He was doing things in the 80s and 90s.
He was in Kenneth Branagh's Hamlet as well.
He did a lot of things. He also worked for his son Fraser Heston, the director. Directed him in some later things. I think he was in A Man for All Seasons. Don't remind me of this piece of shit.
I hate that movie.
Me too. And I really despise Tim Burton as a result of that. I always liked this stuff. Well, not everything, but since then I didn't like much of what he'd done after that.
Listen, I think it was a great cast, but Tim Burton ruined it.
Great. Well, I wouldn't say Marky Mark was good, but the other, I like Tim Roth.
Tim Roth, Helena Bonham Carter. You had Michael Clark Duncan. Other good people in there too.
Yeah, and even Paul Giamatti. But
right, yeah.
But the role is so stupid. Come on. It's like you made a comedy thing out of it. I did like Edward Scissorhands. I only saw it once in the movies. I thought it was fun, touching or whatever. I liked it.
Yeah, Criterion announced that they're putting out Pee-wee's Big Adventure, so looking forward to that.
I've never been a Tim Burton fan. Sorry, I don't get
Batman.
It. Yeah, I know Batman, and I don't love Batman, but it's probably my favorite Tim Burton film. I don't love it by any means.
The hell did I press here? This always happens to me. I pressed the wrong button. I can't get rid of that now. All right, I fixed it. I'm talking to myself.
That was all right. That's like middle of the road, Tim Burton, I think.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, I tried to like it. I really tried to like it, and I did.
I'm still starstruck. There's other things I want to say. I'm thinking what Henry said, can't say it, can't talk about it, stuff.
There's certain I like quirky films. So any film that looks a little bit quirky, I try to like Big Fish. Another film, I tried so hard to like this film. I Heart Hucklebees. I tried so hard to like this film. And you know what? I don't like that film.
Yeah.
I tried.
Like me and Pet Sounds. Oh!
Nope.
Well, we're at 91 minutes. Funny gag and Take the Money and Run, where Woody is trying to play the cello in a marching band. I really got to get to, it's been such a long time since I've seen that movie. Oh, that's another thing I bought. Wow, what is it? Wait a minute. Oh, I got to show a couple more movies I got. Somebody gave this to me at the record store for free. Okay, I've never seen it. It's funny because it looks like it's UK because it has the 18 symbol. It's Dario Argento's Four Flies on Grey Velvet, which I've never seen. It has the 18 thing there, like it's
yeah, but some of them are all region, Joe.
Yeah, I think this one he said plays.
Is it from Australia? There's a couple Australian companies that are all region.
Yeah, maybe could be. And then this I got for $1, which I saw in the movie theater. Now I'm trying to get as many of Woody Allen's movies on Blu-ray as I can. Midsummer Night's Sex Comedy.
Yeah.
It was $1 DVD. I don't know if this is one that I don't remember liking this one very much.
Yeah, I think it's one of his middle tier films.
So, when I watch it again, we'll see if it's something that I think is going to warrant being again after that. But I forgot that I got that as well. Ooh, so I'm a little late on that. All right, folks. So anything else? Come on, guys. Tom wants his ice cream.
Yeah.
You got to be strong, Tom. Got to be strong. No ice cream.
Yeah, I am strong. I'm still waiting here for you to end this film.
Well, we're going to go on a little longer there.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, Henry, I wish I could tell you what I want to tell you. It's like... It's a good point. It's a very good, valid point. But, you also, what you're complaining about or who you're complaining about. You got to have enough to respect certain things,
Can I do a quick plug?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Because my podcast is back. snapcracklepop.podomatic.com. I have a new episode up. And my channels have been back for like a week or two, too. My YouTube channel. So I'm sort of back. That's it.
Okie doke.
He's back. He's the man behind the mask.
Oh boy, what a great song! I'd love to see that in the movie theater again.
What's the worst one? That one or Dream Warriors by what was the band?
But the song?
Warriors. Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Oh, you don't know that one?
I like the movie. That's Elm Street 3. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. It was with George Lynch. Damn it. I can't remember the name of the band. Oh, well. Yes, I saw it. Where have you been, Liam? Yes, I talked about that earlier in the show.
Yeah, I didn't see Meat Well, I did see them both, actually, now that I think of it. I know I saw Ladybugs. It's pretty weak. All I know, well, that's the line I was going to say. Doesn't he play a coach or something in Ladybugs? It's the name of the team.
Ladybugs, soccer. Was it soccer? I think.
Soccer thing. And he opens up the car and there's all these soccer balls. And he goes, all I know is I got a lot of balls.
Balls. Easy Money is still might be his best movie.
I agree with you on that. Everybody goes back to school. Back to school. No. Back to School, by the way, was at the Gap Theater.
Nah.
So many things I could just go over there and watch.
I know some people might say True Romance too, but I think Easy Money.
For some reason, my comments don't show up on Mean Mr. Mayo's other channel. I don't know why that is.
Maybe he blocked you.
It's really rough. Maybe I don't know. Did I block you? I don't know. Sometimes I don't know. And as I say, sometimes people say, I don't know. I've been blocked. And I say, I don't know. I don't remember blocking you. And then it's a real pain in the ass to try to unblock somebody. It ain't easy, let me tell you. Sometimes it's easy. Sometimes you can't find the person's name. So I don't know. All right. Well, I guess that's it. Thank you, guys. All right. Well, Tom's dying without his ice cream. I don't eat that stuff.
I'm doing all right.
Oh, you want to stay on?
Yeah, let's go. Come on, bring the comments and questions.
Oh, all right.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go.
All right. I'm sorry then. I said, okay, that was it. I was ready to end the show.
Oh, come on.
But there's no comments here.
I don't know. Anyway, it's your show, Joe. You do what you do.
I want Alan Rosenberg is going to come on. He said, oh, no, three's enough. No, we may have Alan on here one day. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. We got to do these
still
Tuesday
want
nights.
Mike to show up.
Yeah, you're telling me. I think he's feeling pressure when we do that,
Yeah.
Well, I don't see anybody wanting to leave comments. All right, that's it. Except for Henry, I guess. Oh, there's something. I watched Fools Rush In from 1997. Salma Hayek, Yummy Yum Yum, and Matthew Perry were great in it. Lots of Elvis songs, too. Take me back to like 1937, not like 1997.
Never saw it.
57, 67.
Listen, Selma Hayek is beautiful, but I'm not going to see her in some stupid romantic comedy or whatever.
I see, said the blind man. All right, that's it, folks.
From dusk till dawn, all day long, and Desperado.
Okay, you heard it there. The words of wisdom at the end. All right, guys. Tim, Tom, thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. I'm not so sure about you, Henry, but everybody else, I really appreciate it. And hopefully, we'll be here next week. And it is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. Let's remember that. Remember, that's my motto. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. So take that to mean whatever you want it to mean. And I'll talk to you all soon. Bye, guys.